So this video is a part 2 to my first video for the DIY loop turner. So, which I showed you guys how to make with copper wire. This is either a 16 or 18 gauge. It's really your preference. I use anywhere between 16, 18, or 20 gauge. I prefer the lower numbers because the copper wire tends to be stronger, more durable, and tougher. So that's what I prefer, but you guys can use whichever one you feel more comfortable with or you have at home. And I also mentioned in the first video that I would have also used a wire hanger if I didn't have this copper wire. So since I do, I'm going to show you guys this instead. So what I did is created like a little loop. I don't know if you guys can see it, little loopy loop. Sorry for my dry cracked hands. I explained that in another video to you guys, which I will be posting up soon. So this one has a loop, a little hook, sorry, with a bit of an opening. And then on this end, I did the same thing, which is one, it serves two purposes. To basically lock in that end that you cut off, because it's not safe to leave it hanging like that and exposed. And two, because I can use it as a smaller hook to pull elastic through or turn fabric inside out from itself. So, okay, I'm going to start right now by using the smaller hook, the smaller end, to pull it through. Let's see, where am I going to put this in? I'm trying to see which way I prefer to put it through. I would prefer, suggest when you guys make your knots, if you're using a knot method, not to have this much fabric hanging over. Try to have as little as possible hanging over, because that may create a bit of a hassle for you to put it in through the opening of the strap. I just stitched this strap real quickly so I can show you guys how I'm going to do this. But in other words, it's not stitched properly or the best, and some areas are it's basically the stitching is all over the place, in other words. And you know, it may be tighter in certain areas through this strap to get through, so just bear with me if that's the case. Okay, and see, this is what I was saying, because I left that excess piece of elastic. I have to get that in there, in through the fabric loop first in order to pull it through. So now that I got it in, now let's try to pull the copper wire, aka your loop turner, and the elastic through. Okay, we're able to pull it through, and I'm going to hold on to the other end of this so that I can make it turn it into a scrunchie, like a scrunchie for a baby. So now we got that through. I'm just going to unhook it, because the hook was there just to hold the elastic in place. First, I scrunch it up a little bit, bring it up, scrunch it up. Ideally, I would prefer smaller elastic to make this scrunchy, but this is what I had on hand just to show you guys this the video. So unhook it and remove it. Remove it by pulling it through the loop of the fabric. Sorry. Okay, here it is right here. Okay, there you go. There you go, and just make a little scrunchie for a baby. Scrunchy scrunch, and I'm just going to tie it tie the elastic so I can get it to the desired size that I want. I'll leave a little more wiggle room. As I mentioned already, this isn't the elastic size that I would prefer, but I'm just doing this for the purpose of the video to show it to you guys. You guys can either sew it or just cut off the excess elastic to make the scrunchie, and then you can either stitch it by hand to close the scrunchie up. After you cut the elastic, stitch it by hand, and there you go. You'd have a scrunchie for a baby. So because I do intend on using this white elastic for something else, I'm not going to cut it, but you guys get the idea and you can see what I was referring to. And the other way that you guys can use the loop turner, as I mentioned in the first video, is this way. I don't know if you guys can see it. So by having it like this, and you would just put the elastic, hook the elastic up through here, or through the ends like I did at first, and you can either leave it on the end or just push it through the center, which is what I would suggest. Push it through the center, and then what you would do is I would bend this as close as possible to either end to itself, and then I would try to push it through this elastic. Let's see if I have some time to quickly show you guys that way, because I haven't tried it that way myself. So let's see if that works. Just pull the elastic through. Okay. All right, let's do this again. I tighten this knot so well and so tight that it's a little difficult to get the loop turner through completely. Okay, so got it through, and I have it here in the center like you guys can see. I bended my loop turner in half. Remember, I like my loop turner long, because some of the things I'm making, I have yeah, I make it really long. So sorry, I can't even talk, I'm so tired. I'm basically make whatever fabric loop I'm using for my garment, I make it long sometimes, and I need a loop turner that's long enough to for me to pull it through. So okay, bend it as close as possible because this fabric is really slim. So let's see if we can do it this way. We may need to actually, because I kind of feel like it's going through a little bit. I would suggest wrapping it around like I just did. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is it, separate like that, and I wrapped it around because I kind of felt like the elastic's going to be sliding. So wrap it around once or twice, and then let's see if it'll stay in place for us to put it in here. Hey, it did. So okay, we do it this way, and you would just untie it from here, from the center of the loop turner. You would just untie it from here. When you untie it, just pull the loop turner through, out of the fabric completely, and then your elastic is good to go, and you can either make a scrunchie or whatever it is you're using the loop turner for. You can do it that way, and then the beauty of it is you can straighten out your loop turner again. Well, get it as straight as possible. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. Don't mind my nails. They look crazy, and my hands. But thank you so much. Stay safe, and I hope this was a helpful tip, and I hope you guys use it, and I hope it works for you guys. All right, bye.